Hello there and welcome back. Welcome back to Pi Saturdays. So I have scheduled the very first Pi building video to I think 15th of January and it was set on my channel as upcoming or premiere. And someone commented that, oh, 106 days lol. So I decided to move the series up front or closer. And in this video, we are going to build Raspberry Pi based NAS. So what I did was to order a Pi 5 with the 8 gigs. I ordered the Argon NEO M2 NVMe case and of course a power brick, and I have an SD card and basically an M2 M.2 NVMe SSD, a 2 terabyte. I think it's crucial or what? No, Kingston M.2 NVMe SSD. Yeah, something like this, but from the 2 terabytes. So I will be curious to see if it's going to work out. Now, let's move to the assembly part. So let's try and see what's in the box. So this is going to be the power brick. This is the 27 watt version, and this is going to power the NAS. And we have this SanDisk micro SD card. This is 64 gigabytes. And we have our Pi 5. This is the board, so to speak. And technically, what we will do is to put it together. We have some manuals. And here is the deal. So basically, this is the case. And this is the Argon M5 NVMe SSD case. So it has some manuals. Be careful not to bend the pins. Okay. All right. I will try my best. So this is how the case looks like. This is going to be the thingy. And it also has, this is the NVMe hat. And at the bottom, we have some screws. So basically, we should be good to go. All right. That's and this is the M.2 NVMe SSD. So let me try to open this one as well. Ah, here we go. So that was the protective case. All right, so where do we start with? First things first, I need to grab some pliers. And I think here we have some stuff that we also need to use. Oh, these are the screws, some tap. So that's the one. Oh, these are some adhesives for the cooling. So let me grab the tools. Guess who's back? So this is the magic tool. I bought it like 5 years ago from Aldi. So how do we assemble it? So we need to add the thermal pads to the Pi. And one pad goes to here and the other one goes here. And somehow we need to be able to remove the plastic. All right. from both sides. Hopefully I won't forget to remove the rest of the plastics. So this is one thing. All right. And this should be the other. So these go onto the metal surface. All right. So these ones are off from both sides. All right. So connect the Neo 5 fan to the RP. So that's going to be the fan, and this one goes to the topmost one, as if it would seem. All right. So which is the direction? The direction is this one. All right, I think the fans are attached. Let me just try to force it a little bit. Good. So then we place the thermal pads on the CPU and the PMIC chip. And after that, we should use the copper side of the strip should be facing the white side of the PCIe connector. So here we have the PCIe connector, and the copper side should be facing the white side. And there we go. That's done. Make sure that the firmware is secured in the guide rail for the case. So maybe, just maybe, I should not have done that. So this comes off, and it is supposed to come out here and go back here. So let's do this. It went back, and now we have the guide rail. And what's the guide rail? So now it should go here. So this is the one, and this is the one, and now we have that one back. So, right. All right. We are getting there. So this is one, Good. Why is it not fitting? Is it fitting? Yes, it does. So that's the guide rail. But from this way, from the back, I think it should be a bit lower. Good. All right, we have it here. And then what we are supposed to do, that's not the right place. Cool. Or not. Hold on, that goes back there. There we go. So now this one needs to be pulled back. And we have to cable to the Argon NEO barrier case. Push back the secure strip. Good. All right, the strip is now secured. And what we will have to do is to align it this way. And go and put it together. Great. Does it fit there? It fits there. Okay, so the next thing that we have to do is to drive these small ones in. Oh, these are star screws. Let me see if I have... I have one. So this one goes here. And this one goes here. It was turning a bit easy. Oh, these are different screws. So this one goes here. back again. Something is wrong. So let's try and disassemble it. Oh, I see what's the problem. I was trying to move it into the not right place. So let's do it this way. So the ribbon cable was in the way. Ah, and now it was able to attach to it. Okay. We are getting there. It's still not. What is going on? And the other thing is that we have to insert the SD card, but we will try and boot it from the SSD. So there we have one, and it goes in there. All right. And what is the problem? This screw is either not long enough, or I don't know what's the problem. But anyway, we are going to have to make do with this one. So if I am to complete it, then what we have to do is to screw in these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This screw is not able to reach the fucking socket. Sorry. So, thank you, Argon case. That's the right screw. And this is not long enough. Come on. So, after this, what we could do is to put it here. And then this is the power on for that. So this was the one part of the assembly. And we are going to put in the SSD as well. Oh, and since we have received these small legs, what I'm gonna do is to attach it. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one. Good. So 2 screws removed. This is gonna be the 3rd one. And the 4th one. And this is gonna be the thingy. So now I have to connect my M.2 SSD. How do I do that? M.2 drive. We have RTC battery slot. So now, and that's not the right direction. That's the right one. So let's remove the screw. And then reattach it. Although it's magnetic, so this is how it should be seated. And we are gonna... Are we? Let's do it. So we have this magnetic pad. Or heatsink pad. And now let's remove the other plastic. Cool. So now let's put back the thingy. Does it matter which direction? It does not. One. 2. 3. And 4. All right, so this is gonna be our NAS. And let's get into the
configuration part.
So, guys, what we have to do now is to take our micro SD card. Let me put it in the card reader. And now I'm going to open the Pi imager. And I'm going to choose an OS. Yeah, and Bullseye security updates. OS other. What do we want to do? Do we need the desktop? So compatible with, oh, no desktop. That's fine for us. The device is Pi 5. Hold on. So OS Lite, and the storage is the 64 gigabytes of thingy. So Raspberry Pi NAS, and the username is gonna be my favorite username. Let me just rewrite it. And for now, this should be good. And yes, apply it, and let's image it. So, after the imaging is complete, what I'm gonna do is to start up the Pi and then enable SSH. I think that should be a good idea. So, let's see that. So, it seems like the SD card imaging was correct. So let's set up our Pi. Basically, what I will do is to check on my router's web page what is the IP address, and we can see from the host name that it got the 50.71. So let's try to reach it. And now we should be able to go in with the password. So first things first, what we want to do is to make sure that the Pi is reachable via Wi-Fi. So let's Google it. Setup Pi Raspberry Wi-Fi. So here you see that we need this one, Pi towers. Oh, we can use the sudo raspi config. And now here, system options, wireless LAN, we select our country. So we are in Hungary. Okay. The SSID is this one. And this is the Wi-Fi passphrase. So now it should connect to the Wi-Fi. And if we check the client list, Raspberry Pi NAS, and finish IP ADDR show. And we have the Ethernet, and we have the Wi-Fi connected. So now I'm going to remove the Ethernet cable, and we are going to continue the configuration on Wi-Fi. So I have removed the Ethernet cable, and this has lost the connection. So what we want to do is to connect with the new IP. And that's done. So I like to name these machines, or at least add them to my etc host file. So this is what we are going to do. And we are going to call this RPi NAS. So ping RPi NAS. Good. And the SSH copy ID should copy my ID to the RPi NAS. Yes. Let's enter the password. So SSH RPi NAS, and we are in. So that's for one part of the configuration. And we have the HTTPS reaperpyuptime.ddns.net webpage. And let's see the dashboard. So SSH RPi cluster. It's not working. SSH 192.168.50.250. Let's see the ping. Host is down. Oh boy. I have to restart my Pi cluster. So that's one thing. I want to add it to the monitoring part. And what else do we have here? So we are supposed to have some kind of guide, instructions manual. So that's one thing. For me, more detailed instructions. This is the one. So auto settings, EEPROM setting to optimize power and boot from NVMe 1. That's none. Install the Argon control script. So CURL SSH RPi NAS and sudo su CURL HTTPS argon40.com /Argon NEO 5.sh and pipe it to the cache. All right. So it is now working. And until it gets done, argon40.com and Pi5, no, manuals and instructions, no, that's loop isolator, Farhat, case, LibreLac. Good. Which one will be it? So firmware. And I think we are going to hopefully that's just a control script. RPi NAS, that's on the Wi-Fi. And good. So what I wanted to do is to add to my Pi 5 services the following. Please reboot, then reboot. And now SSH RPi cluster and sudo nano etc hosts, and we are going to add the 192.168.50.72 for the RPi NAS, and we are going to do this for the other Pi. So RPi sudo nano etc hosts, and we are going to add here the 192.168.50.72 RPi NAS. Good. Good. So let's go back to the RPi NAS and uptime and df-h. We should be all right. So temp fs udev sudo raspi config system options. We have the host name audio, that's not the one. Advanced options, expand file system. Finish. Yes, I want to reboot because we are supposed to see the 64 gigabytes. So Raspberry Pi 5 configure Argon NEO 5. Good. Argon NEO. Command chunk after prompting start, so hard cycle run the command. It said everything was installed. Rollback. You bring to board your firmware. Then RPi NVMe SSD Argon. Okay, let's go to the NAS. Sudo update. Upgrade. Yeah, these are the images. By the way, I really like the performance of the Pi 5. It seems to be like a decently fast SBC. So NVMe installing Home Assistant, NVMe storage. All right, so here the other thing was the uptime QMA that I wanted to do. So here I wanted the new monitor, ping, and by NAS and 192.168.50.72 and just save it. Oh, the Pi zeros are down. That's sad. Oh, I forgot to add it to the group. Okay. So df-h. Here we can see that this has 53 gigabytes, which is the SD card, and lssl dev, and serial RAM. That's the memory bus. All right, so I'm going to Google a bit and we will continue. So guys, I was able to find some guides, so let's try to configure it. Basically, we have a couple of commands that we have to issue. lsblk is going to list the block devices. And as you can see, this NVMe has 1.8 terabytes, so it can see the disk. And now what we have to do is to basically partition the disk. So fs disk. Apt install fs disk. Wow. So we unable to locate fs disk. Maybe it's an external one. fdisk. So dev NVMe. And now what we want to do is to create the new partition. And device does not contain recognize partition table. Create a new DOS master with label with the disk identifier. So we want to create a new partition. And this is going to be what kind of content? Oh, let's make it a primary partition. Partition 1. And that's gonna be the sector. And the last sector. And then we are going to write the changes to the disk. lsblk. So now we have our partition created. And now we can use the mkfs ext4 on the dev NVMe 0, 1, N1. And then, is it gonna be the SDA? So that's gonna be the partition 1. And super block backup stored, creating journal, done, writing super blocks. That's good. And now we want to use, or maybe exFAT. So Linux only is for X4, exFAT if you need compatibility with Windows and Mac OS. Then we are going to do that. Apt install exFAT fuse and exFAT utils. And exFAT fuse. Yeah. mkfs exFAT dev NVMe 0 and 1 p1. So FAT table creation, allocation, writing root directory exFAT. That's good. Let's create the mounting point. So mkdir /mnt /nvme ssd. And now we can try and check the df-h and mount the dev NVMe N1 P1 to the mount NVMe SSD and df-h. So now you can see that we have successfully mounted the partition. So now we have to make sure that this is always mounted when the Pi restarts. So blkid dev and NVMe p1. So that's going to be the UUID that we need. And now we can edit the etc fs tab. And here we need the UUID. And the UUID is equal to this one. And /mnt NVMe SSD exFAT defaults 0 and 0. So port UUID. Oh no. Which should it be? Port UUID is equal to this one. And now we can try and unmount. So umount mount NVMe SSD and fs tab. So command to mount fs tab. Mount -O should remount all the changed mount option in your fs tab. So mount -O remount -A. System this still uses. So system ctl daemon reload daemon and mount remount A df-h. So how to mount how to create fs tab and 3 for exFAT. So exFAT system support utils pacman block ID on Raspberry Pi. Stop. So now, is it thinking? Not. So create fs tab and 3 for NVMe exFAT drive on Raspberry Pi. fs tab exFAT. Okay, we have the support. We need the block ID. NVMe drive fs tab. Oh, maybe we had it wrong. So somewhere here we have the UUID. NVMe SSD. Okay, exFAT defaults 0, 0 and etc mount NVMe SSD. Okay, we need to reload the daemon and df-h. Good. So touch. Oh, that's under the mount. NVMe SSD test. That's cool. But for whatever reason, it is not able to do it. df-h and mount-a. Oh, it was able. If there are no drive should be mounted successfully. And df-h. So let's give it a reboot. And if it works, then what we have to do is to create the Samba share. So, and we are going to make this browsable, guest, okay, create mask, directory mask. Oh, great. So, ping rpy NAS. Good. SSH rpy NAS. df-h. And we have that mounted. So sudo su apt install Samba. Yes, I want the goodies. Oh, and the other thing, rpy-nas clear ls-l, and what we want to do is the raspi config and advanced no back performance system options finish. So now what we have to do is to edit the etc samba smb.conf, and here we are going to create a new entry. So let's call this NAS, and the path is going to be the NVMe SSD. So /mnt NVMe SSD, and browsable is yes, and read only no, guest awk is yes, and the create mask is 0777, and the directory mask is 0777. And now systemctl restart Samba. So now, if everything goes well, we should be able to try and open a new window. And here we use the go to folder, not folder, connect the server, and rpy NAS. And NAS. Yes, I want to connect. Oh, let's do this guest. Aha, cool. So it seems like the NAS is working, and let's try to copy something there and paste it. So let's create a Samba user. Yeah, the other part also specific users have access. Create Samba user. And add the user to Samba, SMB password. So here, SMB -a reaper pi. Okay, and then valid users. No. Guest oak. No. Valid users. That's okay. Browsable, yes. Read only, no. Save the file and restart Samba. And now what we are going to do is to disconnect it and connect to the server. Oh, great. And now we will try to copy something. Ah, no. So what we may also want to do is to issue the sudo chown reaper pi /mount and NVMe SSD. That should be a recursive one. Not permitted. Let's Google it. So can I copy it here? Oh, it allows me to copy from there, but not there. Oh, hold on. Writable. Yes. And restart Samba. And go connect the server. Okay. And we cannot copy there. Let's see, fs tab, mount permissions. was down with root. And so changing the permission FS capital of writing in Windows NTFS partition. NTFS. FS tab exFAT cannot copy or create. exFAT mount. exFAT fuse. You mount. And the target is busy. Let's change it. And nano, let's see, FS tab. And what was it? The partition showed up root by root. exFAT fuse. And save it. Mount -A. Systemctl daemon reload. df-h. And let's go. Ah, so the exFAT fuse is supposed to be the right one. And we are currently copying. Oh, that was fast. So the next thing that I want to make sure to verify is to check it out from Windows. So I have a Windows 11 machine, and here I should be able to go ahead and open up the file explorer and /rpy NAS and NAS. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, it's working. ReaperPy and the password. Ah, it's working. So now new text document test. And I have the movie. This came from the Pi and /mount NVMe SSD. Voila! And this is how we can set up the Raspberry Pi to be NAS. And of course, you could argue that this was not the cheapest solution or maybe the most efficient one, but to me it was interesting to see how I can set it up. See you in the next one.